Good morning, everybody. Someone confirm that you can see me and hear me, please. That's not what I want to do. There it is. Good morning, good morning. Can you see me and hear me? Now I'm unmuted. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Sorry I have not been around this week. I was kind of under the weather. But let's get started. Here we go. Oh, I got a new camera. It's a teacher's camera or something, so it's not gonna like need to buffer and stuff anymore. It's made to like have stuff moving under it, so that's exciting. Okay. I'm a guest on a mentorship show. What part of my presentation needs work? The Empress in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse. Preparing to maybe step a little bit outside of your comfort zone in terms of vulnerability in some element. It feels like the part that you've been really focused on getting over a fear of is the part that you need to prepare for the most, if that makes sense. Do I have a guardian angel when I had my wreck in 2022, and who was it? Utilizing all my tools to make sure that you can get free of this. It wasn't your time to go. Six of Cups in reverse. I feel like this is an energy that back in 2022, it feels like in like your teenage years, not like children, but teenage years. I don't know if this is a physical person that you knew. It feels more like an energy that you recognized around that time that was with you in 2022. So yes. Let me put music on. That's why it's so quiet in here. 1 second. That's better. Okay. I went to the ER after being in serious pain for several days and they found nothing. Was something missed? Page of Wands deals with self-exploration. King of Cups, Page of Cups in reverse. Something that should be flowing more was not flowing as it should have. Is this reversed? Hold on 1 second. Something should have been in more of a proper flow than it was. Hold on 1 second. Oh. Yeah, that threw me off. Okay, wait. So I just realized that was reversed. Something was not in proper flow. Being reversed. I almost want to say it feels like almost like if something had been restricted or constricted, but it might not have been when you were there. So it might not have been that they missed it, or it could be that they didn't check for that specifically. Is there going to be an issue again? I feel like you're not all the way out of it yet. I don't necessarily think it's going to return, but I don't think that whatever it is you're in the clear of it yet. There's something that needs to be figured out, it feels like. It's nothing serious, but something that needs to be put back into proper flow. Any messages from my guides in giving me hope during this difficult time? Death and judgment both in reverse. You're going through a rebirth cycle. You're making room right now for what needs to be cut away that was holding you down or pulling you backwards. Whatever is being released right now is for your benefit, even though it's painful. It's so that you can take your power back. You're being presented. The lesson here is in taking back your power. It will keep repeating until you take back your power in a different way than you have been. It feels like showing up for yourself in a different way, or a bolder way. Is Scott B genuine or a scammer? I feel like genuine. Nothing really to worry about. Coming with good intentions or serving a purpose that would help you to make some kind of choice. And this is not walking away unfulfilled. So you're getting something out of it. Even if it's not exactly what you're hoping it is, you're getting something out of it. So it feels like genuine. I'm in hermit mode. What's going on? You're being protected from someone who almost like you needed to go within to handle certain things, and that put you in hermit mode. But simultaneously to that, there was someone who was kind of starting to go downhill in some regard in terms of their trustworthiness level. So the two things lined up where that kind of perhaps pushed you further into hermit mode, but it was to protect you from this person kind of going to their own downfall and not reaching up to take you with them, so to speak. Yeah. Some kind of pain that it wouldn't have benefited you to endure. So I guess I'd say look at this hermit mode as an opportunity to heal what you couldn't have healed at this time if that person would have kind of brought you down with their sinking ship. Spiritual ego. Someone was coming from a place of ego, and their chess moves were going to affect the way that you were viewing your own progress. Let me move this camera a little bit. Okay. Did my manifestation techniques for Lionsgate portal work? That's better. Well, that's commitment. I want to say the full package that you're hoping to call in is not what's coming in from the techniques, but what you're getting is the next step in it. So it's like you're going to be tested to see how committed you are to embodying the energy needed to usher in the manifestation. So you're working in that direction. You're calling in the pieces of it, but not all of it yet. So yes, it worked. Should we buy or rent a home or stay put? I'm wondering if the place that you're in right now may start to cost you money soon, or if there's some other reason that you already are aware of that it would be beneficial for you to not be there. Some kind of imbalance. I do feel like it's better to start to look elsewhere. Yeah, the devil in reverse. Leaving behind some kind of energy that's not serving you, that's keeping you stuck. Should we rent or buy? I feel like buy, because rent, Ace of Swords in reverse. It feels like there's something not being signed with the rent and action taken with the buy. Will my next job be in a hospital or prison service? Hospital or prison service. Is there a different option that could be coming into the picture? I feel like when I've talked to you about this before, it's leaned more towards prison service. But it also, I don't know if you've come to some kind of realization that maybe that's not what you're hoping it's going to be, or there's something like lackluster about what you have found about the career maybe itself, or maybe like the pay, a lack of commitment. I almost feel like your energy is kind of being redirected. What would be a step up outside of your comfort zone? It feels like you're going in that direction. Which direction would feel like, okay, I might not be all the way ready for this, but if I can get it, I can prove myself. It feels like that's the direction that you're pivoting in. How will my situation end at the end of the month? That light is really bright. It feels like there's some kind of conversation that you're worried about, or some kind of choice that another person has some kind of say in. And it feels like you end up winning it, or like getting what you need out of it. Although in the context of some kind of conversation, the other person doesn't take what's offered to them, or takes more than what's offered to them. So it feels like it works out in your favor with some kind of caveat, if that makes sense. Yeah, but you're free to move forward. So it works out in your favor with some kind of like piece of it that you would have rather not had to deal with. My son Luke is going back to education. Will he choose the best course for himself? Beast Unleashed by Vin J started playing. That's like letting out of my cage, like a reignition of passion. King of Wands would be that. I'm wondering if this is something that he considered before and he's looping back around to it, because it almost feels like it wasn't time then, but now you have the proper knowledge or support. Like you have the other pieces that will help you be successful in this. It wasn't time then, but it's time now. Yeah, it wasn't time yet. There was something missing that would almost like needing to emotionally prepare in some way. Going back to education, it feels like there's a major wound that was healed that now he's ready for that path to be successful. So I feel like, yes. Why are people going against me? Because you know something about someone that could potentially cause a group of people to look at them a little funny, or a little crooked, or a little different. This person's coming up as King of Pentacles in reverse. It's like something I have going for me could stop in its tracks if what you know about me were to get out to the group. So it feels like there's this energy of like, how can we make it so that no one would believe you if you said this to some effect, or how can we make it so that you're not going to want to talk about this? I'm going to go to this list. New member, thank you. Before you judge someone about their anger, first ask them about their pain. It feels like you kind of had to put on this mask of protection, and someone's starting to see you more clearly. They were misjudging, almost like feeling like you had walls up, but what you were doing was protecting yourself. Someone's starting to see that clearly. Thank you for becoming a member. Situations that were sent to destroy you or make you lose your mind didn't even touch your soul. Shine on. You're ripping the Band-Aid off. There's something that you're ready to feel now. And you're preparing to let yourself do so. Why do my guides keep showing me 1, 2, 3? There's some kind of incoming conversation that you're going to need to really show up for yourself for. Yeah, Queen of Swords. I'm articulating well externally what I'm thinking internally, and I'm not holding back is the energy. It's almost like 1, 2, 3, like, okay, here it comes. We're getting closer to it type thing. Will RPR have any other kids with GWJ? I feel like if they decide to, that's a possibility. Whereas right now, I feel like something's preventing that from being a possibility or preventing that from being highly likely. So whatever it is that's an obstacle feels to be alleviated, where they can then make that decision if they want to or not. So I feel like it's kind of balls in their court type of thing. It feels like something's kind of really up in the air. For the last few weeks, I have had dreams about my ex-boyfriend, and he acts like we were back together. What is the message? The Fool in reverse. I used this deck earlier. I think about you all the time. I don't want to keep doing that, so I try to push thoughts of you away. Most times it doesn't work. So what is this person thinking? This person is kind of reminiscing on where they went wrong. And it feels like a painful ending. It feels like there's still some kind of cord attached between the two of you. So as they're trying to unpack, where did I go wrong or what did I do wrong? And it feels like that's happening because they've repeated that with someone else. Like they've made the same bad decisions and they're really thinking about this being a pattern for them. And it feels like because there's still a cord, you're kind of picking up on their energy because of them being in your energy, essentially. And do 2 more and then back to the other list. This week coming will be my 2nd birthday without my mom. Spirit orbs, I have touched, hugged, kissed you for comfort. Where is my playlist? One second. I Can See Clearly Now by Johnny Nash, Spirit Orbs. I feel like she's going to really make her presence known to you on the day itself. Page of Wands is reversed, so it feels like externally. Temperance in reverse is like I'm coming down. 5 of Cups. It feels like you're going to have a difficult moment on the day of your birthday, and it feels like in that difficult moment, she's saying you're going to get some kind of sign that is clear as day her. It feels like an external sign, so not just like an internal feeling or thought or something. It feels like something externally. And I want to say it's like she wants to tell you this now so that when it happens, it's kind of like, I guess, like a way to give you a birthday present in a way. Like, even though it kind of sucks, you're going to have a difficult moment, it's giving her the chance to kind of be there with you in that moment. Yeah, to kind of help bring the part of your psyche that feels really beat down right now back to life. It's like that's Ace of Wands. It's like that's the moment of rejuvenation that's going to have a very long-lasting impact for you. And she wants you to know that it's coming. I got new tokens. So you're the first one to get one of these tokens. Elfin. I have no idea what that means. Hold on. Number 3. An ending of a story, something that has fully played out. Elfin means the end. Whatever it is that's been weighing very heavily on your heart, she's putting an end to that worry. Or beginning to. Oh, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I wasn't even thinking that. What were Carmelita and Brittany's thoughts before our meeting, after they spoke, after I spoke, and then leaving the meeting? Thoughts before the meeting. Wanting to kind of be manipulative by leaving some part of the story out or keeping something more in private. Almost like, how can we veer or steer the conversation away from X, Y, or Z after they spoke? Well, whatever it was that they wanted to keep hidden didn't come out, because this is like, didn't have to put out that fire. Everything stayed balanced. After I spoke. Almost like, how do I word this? There's no way we can flip what you said and use it against you. Or there's no way to make that look like something other than what it is. And leaving the meeting, I'm glad whatever that was able to stay concealed. Is T deleting my comments? Is T deleting my comments? Yes, and especially if they said that they're not. Almost like if you've asked and they said that they're not, it's for a more nefarious reason or more direct reason. And if you haven't asked, then yes, they still are, but not for as nefarious of a reason, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like you haven't asked, or maybe they haven't answered, but it feels like yes. 7 of Pentacles in reverse would also be like, I'm digging up what I planted, or you put it there and I'm taking it back type of thing. Thank you, Christine. My 14-year-old nephew has been missing for 24 hours. He is from Adams County, Wisconsin. Can you read his energy or give us a direction? Christopher Smith's name. Yes. Missing for 24 hours. What happened? What happened 48 to 24 hours ago? Emperor. I'm getting something about an older man and something that should have been left in the past. But there's some kind of bad decision that's made at some point. I can't tell if it's on his part or the other person's part. It's like a renewed issue that I thought I put in the past. Missing for 24 hours. He's from Adams County. It's like I make one bad decision and I end up one bad decision weighs on top of something else. Death in reverse. Well, that's a promising sign. Debt, disposing of evidence, child in reverse, contract paperwork. It came out in reverse, but when I went to put it down, it flipped upright. We had a deal. Something about this deal does not work out. Not like a drug deal or something, though. It's like What deal? Disposing of evidence. I need to correct my mistake here. Breakup, divorce, separation in reverse, secret trip in reverse, low vibrational. I know I'm getting in over my head, or the other person is in over their head. It feels like I'm trying to make something right, and in making something right, I get into some kind of trap, or I'm running from a problem that I didn't intend to create. Chariot. Okay. I'm running from a problem I didn't intend to create. Is he still with the Emperor? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Someone that can't be trusted. I feel like if there's someone who rings a bell with the older man, it feels like there's something about that's intertwined in this. Maybe that person would have information. I do feel like he's still alive, though. That's kind of what I'm getting right now. I hope that helps. Will I be successful and abundant in my creative work as a social media leader? There's some element that needs to flip here. Since these cards are on the table, there's the potential for you to step into that energy. But being reversed, it's like something is still progressing, or there's some kind of learning curve is kind of how I want to word it. When Queen of Wands is reversed, it's like I'm not seeing the way to pull in the socialization elements. So it feels like there's something that you could be taking more advantage of to make it more of a success, because the star is here, it's just reversed. So you can step into it, but there's something with the Page of Cups in reverse that's blocking it from happening right now. So continue to look at strategies in different ways to market or network. It feels like there's like a widening that's needed. All right, let me go back to the other list. Oh no, why does it move me? Oh, there we go. Okay. Money coming in soon. Is there money coming in soon? I don't feel like as soon as you would like, no. It feels like there's a path forward that hasn't been found yet. It's like there's something that could be signed that would help to move things in the right direction, but it hasn't been figured out yet. So I think I'd say like continue to look at different ways to alleviate a debt, or to get something lessened or something paid off in like a thinking out of the box type of way. I don't know if that's like a side business or like a debt alleviation type of thing. It feels like after that happens, the tides start to turn. Any message from my guides this week? You're going to be right about someone's intentions. You're going to question yourself, and I feel like it's going to be one of the like, okay, well, maybe I'm just overthinking it, or maybe I'm reading too much into it type things, but you're not. It's actually your intuition seeing if you're going to trust it. It doesn't feel like this is your relationship though, or any like relationship with you and another person. It feels like you being right about something between other people. But there's a need to trust your intuition, because it's going to open up the ability to further trust your intuition going forward. Almost like a test you're being handed that should be an easy pass, so that you can kind of be cut back from questioning yourself as much intuitively. Any message from Spirit for my journey to hone in my intuitive skills? Shadow work. The way forward is in what you avoid. There's some kind of shadow work that would help you understand the way in which your guides communicate differently. Almost like it helps to turn the light on in a part of yourself that you may avoid. We have grounding deficit, inner child. Oh, okay. So the inner child needs attention and love to heal that wound, which will put you in a very 10 toes down. I'm comfortable feeling all my feelings. I'm not avoiding any of them. And then hence you honing in on your intuitive skills because you're not avoiding feeling certain things subconsciously. How much longer will I be out of work? Feels like a little bit of time. Doesn't feel like it's anything that's shifting too quickly. Well, that was an interesting way to confirm. Tomorrow in reverse just fell on the floor, and I said nothing that's happening too quickly. So it feels like it's not necessarily right around the corner. All time. I feel like this would either be the end of fall this year, or if this is something medical that would make sense to be next year, it could even be going into next year. But unless it's like some kind of reason that it would take longer, it feels like it would be the end of fall this year at the latest. Message from my guides. You're going to start to see something from another perspective so that you can take the proper action. Almost like there is some kind of communication that can't necessarily be trusted that you're going to start to see more clearly. As I'm saying this, my throat is like itchy. You have an inkling about something and you're going to start to get the clear perspective that you're right. This has something to do with communication. And I have 6 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So it's like, this is a positive perspective shift that helps you go in a better direction. Heal, neglect, wound. Is that wound fear of marriage or love? Is that token wolf tooth? Is that fear of marriage or love? It feels like the fear of your worst fear becoming a reality. I don't know if this is a repetition of something that you've experienced in the past where it's like, okay, well, maybe I didn't fully learn that lesson. So will I be manifesting a repeat of that person's energy in a different person? It feels like a fear of repeating what you already know because of a fear that you might not have fully learned the lesson, or feeling like, am I going to be tested to see if I learned the lesson from that experience in the past? So long-winded, yes. It does feel like it's revolving around that. Token is wolf tooth. You don't want to be, what's that quote? It's like, don't let the same wolf bite you twice or something. I need to look that up or it's going to bother me. Hold on one second. Did I just exit out? No, I didn't. Don't let same wolf. What is the, don't be fooled by the fangs. No, that's not it. Okay, anyway, don't get bitten twice by the same wolf. It feels like that. Like you're fearing having to repeat or relive a similar lesson to in the past. Or it could be afraid of having something and then having something to lose. It could be a combination of them. Will my book be successful, and will it ever become a movie? Will it be successful? there's still a hurdle to overcome. I don't know if it's okay. So we have 10 of Pentacles, so it can very likely be that, but there's something not coming from you and not necessarily intentionally that either would help that happen faster or that's standing in the way of it now. I don't know if it's the way that the book is being published and marketed. It's almost like there's something that if you just turn the dial a little bit, it'll be smooth sailing towards this 10 of Pentacles. So it's getting through this obstacle here to get it to the level of success that you want. Not that it's not going to be successful even without that, but the level that you're hoping. Will it ever be a movie? I feel like if you can get the proper action here, there's the potential for that to happen. I feel like there's a lot of work in between still that's going to be the determining factor. Any guidance for Angie in terms of career and home? There's a need to accept when something is not going to continue to grow or when something has approached some kind of dead end. So there's a need to be realistic about the potential of what could happen if uncomfortable changes are made. And what it means when we kind of hold back for the sake of other people. There's a need to kind of show up more boldly for herself, regardless of what other people may feel about that. And it's okay to make changes that we feel called to make. Message from Grandma V. Message from Grandma V. There's a key for forward movement in something that your family line deals with typically. Hold on, I have to cough. Let me clear my throat. And we have Queen of Swords. And like I had to cough. I could not say another word unless I coughed. Could not say another word unless I coughed. You're the one that breaks whatever this has been that has caused those in your family to not reach their full potential because of something dealing with the throat chakra, soul contracts. It's like needing to focus on other people and not having enough energy left to climb the mountain. But it's like you're the one that gets to the top of the mountain, the ancestral wound. That's the family line wound. So you're the, oh no, my computer's gonna die. You're the breaker of what has continued for generations. And as I said that, I need to go get my phone charger or my computer charger. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Is my mic working? Yes. Okay. Where was I? Is my idea for my project add-on the best idea to make it stand out? That was the High Priestess that jumped out. Yes, but shine light on something that is like on your end of things that could be more streamlined so that you're not using more energy on that than necessary. And something done in private. So yes, but there's a way to make some part of it that externally might not be seen, but on the back end needs to be done. There's a way to make that more efficient, if that makes sense. Will I ever have my own home? I do feel like you will. I feel like it's going to be a bit of time for some reason. Like, I feel like Ace of Wands. It feels like you have some kind of new beginning before you purchase your own home. So I don't know if that means you have like a temporary place or you do some remodeling in the place that you're at, but it feels like there's some kind of new beginning before the purchase of a home. So it feels like it's going to be a bit of time. Message and a token. A fish. A fish. Number 2. Oh, 2 of Swords in reverse. A decision you can't look back from, just keep swimming. You're about to make a decision to go forward in some way. Because you're no longer fearing your own power. And it's like you make a decision. Yeah, no more self-sabotaging. You're no longer fearing your own power, and you're going to make a decision that shows you that. It's like you make the decision and then you're like, oh, wow, I no longer fear my own power. It's like one of those like after it happens type of realizations. What can you tell me about my neighbors? Why do they hate me so much? Is it jealousy? What is up with your neighbors? Either they heard something about you and misinterpreted it, or they misinterpreted something that they saw. Almost like a holier than now attitude. Like I'm misjudging you because I'm putting myself on some kind of, I would never do that, or I would never something type of, I guess I'd say it could kind of align with jealousy in the way of like, they may wish that they could embody that type of energy. Page of Cups in reverse. No, it's not that. I would say not really jealousy. They misinterpret it or misheard or misunderstood something. Yeah, that's where the issue's coming from. It's weird. It's like two things coming together that just don't mix, if that makes sense in some way. Where am I going to find the right job for me and when? This is going to be a job where you are pleased with the work-home life balance. Something different than what you've done in the past. It feels like a different role in a similar environment. So a similar environment to which you've worked in before, but less with either clients or customers and more like on the back end of things is what it feels like. In terms of when, okay. Getting February as a date of importance. So that would be February of next year. Or February could also represent 2, August, September, October. So between October and February, it feels like it's in important dates. Message from my mom about love, please, and a song. American Girl by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Message from my mom about love. People don't always show you a reflection of yourself. Sometimes people will show you the worst versions of themselves so that you know what you'll never embody or become. It's not a punishment. It's simply so that you can see yourself in a different light. And it feels like she helped you or is trying to help you see that perspective now through a current situation or a recent situation. Will my daughter move home or stay where she is? It feels like she's going to stay where she is at least for a little bit longer. There is the potential here for her to move home. I feel like there's some kind of opportunity that she's waiting to see which one would be better based off of that opportunity. It feels like right now the energy is more of like staying there until type of thing. And then if I can figure out that in until or that opportunity in the home area, then I'll go back there. It feels like that. Oh no, you were right. My boss was setting me up. I got fired. Any messages from my guides on what to do for income ASAP? Oh no, I'm sorry. Let's see. Well, fight and competition at work. So I feel like that's a confirmation from your guides, which not that you needed a confirmation if something already happened, but now looking ahead, who could you talk to that could get you some kind of in? It feels like it's not going to be everything you need, but there's going to be something as like a holdover type thing. Almost like something that the first time around when you learned about this opportunity or you saw this person doing it, you were like, oh, I don't want to, I would never want to do that. But it's like that could be like a temporary hold on thing for you. I don't know if it's like a work from home thing, if it's like a seasonal thing. It feels like there's someone you could talk to that you know they do some kind of like side money thing. Not anything like illegal or anything or immoral or anything, just like, yeah. Maybe you don't make all the money you need, but it's something to hold you over, it feels like. Feels like someone you haven't considered talking to yet. The star in reverse. You haven't considered talking to them yet. It may even be someone from like a little bit of time ago. And maybe it's not that you have to talk to them. Maybe it's just that you need to look into what it is that they did and try to do that in the meantime. Token and a song. A cowboy boot with number 53. Go to the other playlist. Hands Clean by Alanis Morissette and Cowboy Boots. You're about to see that you were wise beyond your years in interpreting someone's true intentions when their words did not match them. It's almost like you're the one who stopped some kind of energetic robbery by denying someone further access, if that makes sense. But you've already washed your hands clean of this person, but for some reason, maybe you're about to hear something or see something that confirms that you were right back then. Advice from my guides regarding the immediate future and current relationship. It's okay to let your mind change about things sometimes. You don't always have to continue to see things in the way that you initially saw them, and trying to hold yourself into that will prevent you from being able to trust your intuition when it's trying to kind of alert you of certain, I don't know if I want to say warning signs or like red flags of some kind. The Hierophant in reverse. I feel like there's some kind of fear of commitment or hesitancy around the idea of commitment with the other person. That you're being advised to take things for what they are and not what you want them to be, because it's not that it's necessarily not going to work out, but if you aren't realistic about it, it more than likely won't. But if you're realistic about it, there's an opportunity to kind of get on the same page. I'm going to go to the other list in a second. What is Jim's reason for wanting to borrow so much money from UD? I have some kind of debt and I feel like I can flip money quickly in order to alleviate said debt. Yeah, I'm trying to go. Something's nipping at my heels and I'm trying to get away from it. It feels like either a bad investment that now I'm trying to make a new investment to get rid of the debt accumulated by the first bad investment. It feels like something to that effect. Essentially, I owe something or money is owed for that. So I need to do this quickly to flip it and make enough to pay for that type of thing. What's that quote? It's like throwing good money after bad. Is that it? It always sounded weird to me, but I think it's something like that. It feels like that's why. Let me go to this list. Yay, 3 months. Does the maintenance man have a crush on me? I think he thinks that I keep bringing things in my apartment so he can come back. I would word it like this. If that's crossed his mind, I feel like maybe you have broken so many things by this point that he may be thinking, if that was the case, they probably would have said something by now type of thing. It feels like that's something that could have potentially crossed this person's mind, but I don't feel like they think it's the reason. I feel like they think that you're clumsy. A persistent spiritual battle. I feel like they think that, I don't know, either you're clumsy or maybe they think that you're trying to make certain alterations and not that good at it. But it feels like that's crossed their mind, but almost like, okay, well, if that was the case, why wasn't anything said yet? So I must be overthinking it type of thing. Any messages from Lefty Split? I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll. Something's not all the way in the past yet. Something that you're hoping that you're done dealing with, you're not done dealing with yet. King of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Swords. There's this energy of like someone trying to step on someone else to get ahead, and you're hoping that it was left in the past, but it's not yet. There's a painful ending. It's not all the way in the past yet. There's some like when something blows up and there's like all the little shreds that fly off, there's like more shreds to deal with, if that makes sense. And it feels like it's gonna be a little frustrating for you, but nothing that you can't handle. What is it I need to work on regarding the thing I fear most about my appearance on the mentorship show? What is it that you need to work on regarding the thing you fear most? Is there a specific topic or even a specific question that you are kind of going back and forth between two different ways to answer it? It feels like that's where the battle is choosing the level of vulnerability. It feels like this would be more of a question for you or about you or to you, as opposed to like advice for someone else. Because a mentorship show, this wouldn't be like you giving advice. This would be you filling in some piece of the story that helps the way that you're giving advice make sense. So like, I give this type of advice because I've experienced this. The Empress in reverse, it's like your subconscious is still fearing that level of vulnerability, and that's where the focus is needed in the meantime, if that makes sense. Will the talk I had with my husband last night be a good turnaround for our marriage? Will he follow through with his promises? I want to say yes and no. I don't want to give you false hope by saying yes, but I do feel like something is going to get better. But it's almost like in this part getting better, it makes you feel like I've just kind of stopped caring. So it's almost like something makes progress, but something else needs to then be shifted because of that progress. And it feels like something is also short-lived. Like we need to end up having this discussion again type of thing eventually. A change of strategy, you trying to avoid further issues by changing some kind of strategy will be the second conversation that's to come. So it's almost like we make a little progress, but something else shifts off as something else shifts back into place. And then we need to address that second thing that moved because of the first thing, if that makes sense. I know that sounds a little complicated, but that's how I'm getting it. Message from my spirit guides and a token. What is that? 79. I don't know what that is. Hold on one second. 79. A lit match, on fire, creative inspiration. Oh, good for you. Okay. A lit match. You have all the tools that you need right now for some kind of push forward. And right now you're going to get back out of it what you put into it. Where in the past, you were putting energy and effort into something and you weren't getting any results or making any progress. But now you've been kind of opened up for forward progress or forward movement here. And you have that's what it was. It's like you didn't have the tools before, whether that be wisdom or something physical or access to something or maybe a connection with someone. You didn't have it before, but you have it now. So you're kind of being free to move forward, but you're the one that has to kind of light the match to get things moving in that direction by, I want to say, like bringing back into focus something that was in focus, but hasn't been in focus recently. A second opportunity to redo things, except this time you make progress. I'm going to do one more and then go to the other list. Will I get an NDA agreement from my landlord so that I can move out and move on? You're aware that they're trying to block it or hold something back right now, but it feels like something comes up that makes them not be able to do that. It feels like you do get it, but the issue that you're anticipating them giving you, if they're not already giving it to you, they're going to give it to you before it gets finalized. Like trying to not give it to you and then I'm kind of forced to is kind of how that feels. Why does this move me? I know I say that every time, but does it make sense? Any messages for me from my spirit guides and a song? Someone has recently been using you as a wall for their projections, and it's not really about you. It's the way they feel about themselves. They don't feel like they have what they've been working for, and for some reason, they've decided to make that your problem. Almost like someone wanted to test your light to see if they could get any to shine on themselves at your expense. Retcon by Dylan Andre. Where did I see that? Oh. For guide's name, getting the letter QU. Letters QU. I would look into maybe like archangels with a Q name, or archangels that have like that sound. I don't know if you could hear that. What was the general feeling in the kitchen after I quit? Someone feels like you made too good of a point. How do I word this? In normal circumstances, I would feel like the person, you, was not going to go ahead and just find something else or do well, but something that you said makes me feel like that's not going to be the case, and that makes me a little mad because you made some kind of point that I didn't want you to make. Yeah, it's like, okay, well, you're not going to get stuck here like me. I guess like a little bit of like misplaced envy. I don't know how that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting. Did I do any damage to my body when I fell yesterday? Yeah, some part of your body didn't like it. Other death. I almost want to say this is like something delayed. Like, I don't feel like you feel this yet. You kind of know when you get in like a car accident and you don't really feel it till like a couple days later, and then you're like, I didn't know that was even a body part. It feels like that's this. Being set free. Travel difficulties, a wrong turn. Oh, travel difficulties would be falling. Is there some kind of persistent minor issue that you've dealt with in the past? Maybe it's like an elbow that would always hurt, or like a knee or something. It feels like something from the past does not like how you fell, but is not really showing you yet. Almost like it's like if it's something where it happens when it rains, it feels more sore or something, you'll notice next time it hurting a lot worse. So it's not something new, but something that's going to hurt a lot worse the next time it hurts. We have been searching all night and are regrouping with the Adams County Sheriff. There's somebody that it would be beneficial for them to talk to that they're not talking to yet. I almost feel like somebody knows something but doesn't know what they know. Feels like a friend of some kind. Queen of Cups. That person's coming up as the Queen of Cups. Is there a female that was close to him that hasn't been talked to yet? Almost like this person would not know what they know, but when they say it to someone, someone else would be like, oh, that piece goes in this part of the puzzle. I need to buy a new to me vehicle soon. The more I focus on trying to increase my income to buy a car, the less income I am generating. I feel like there's a big boulder blocking my income stream. There's a certain mindset that is needing to be reprogrammed here when it comes to money. I would look at your limiting beliefs around money. Yeah, King of Pentacles in reverse. I would look at specifically a masculine energy who was around you when you were kind of developing your money mindset or money sense. It's like someone else's view of money has been downloaded into your consciousness, and that's the way that you're viewing it. This could be something like, I have to work really hard to make money, or whatever it is. Figure out what your limiting beliefs are and go to, this is going to sound weird, but go to Chat GPT and type in, I have a limiting belief that blah, blah, blah. Please show me real life examples to disprove this. So ChatGPT will give you like TV shows or movies with like characters that are helping you to reframe that mindset, if that makes sense. And taking that action will help to kind of remove the boulder, because you're showing that you're willing to reframe what was holding you back previously. My mom needs inspiration. Any messages for her? There's something about expressing what's been repressed in a different way. So I don't know if it's like channeled writing or creative writing or drawing or something. I'm almost seeing like one of those like wine movie or wine painting things. There's a need to reignite the spark by doing something fun that involves creativity. She's going to start to feel lighter after she works out, because that whatever it is that's being held onto is holding energy, and it's holding energy that's making her feel like there's this like knot or bubble in her stomach. And helping to engage in some kind of creative expression. It could be cooking as well, or like baking or something. Anyway, like one of those like fun little nights. It feels like it's going to help realign her with looking for the possibilities instead of focusing on the blockages. Have B and I reached the point of no return and will separate? It feels like you're very soon going to get kind of really sick of it. Almost like I've tried to say everything that I could say. If you as in B, so you saying this, if you were going to come around and try to get on the same page, it would have happened. If you were going to understand where I'm coming from, it would have happened. It feels like you're getting to that point very quickly. It feels like you're going to, I almost feel like right now you're still kind of holding on hope and not wanting to pull your energy back to some extent because of holding out hope. But this is like, I finally get to the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't really, if I have to hurt your feelings to protect my own, I'm going to have to do that type of thing. It feels like it's heading in that direction. 9 of Cups in reverse on the bottom of the deck. It almost feels like there's this energy of like, I want you to eat, but just not at my table, because me feeding you is me starving myself. What can I do to increase my income and manifest a new car? Am I on the wrong path? There's something that you used to do or used to find fun. This is not like turning a hobby into a career, but this is like, I have something that I'm good at that I could utilize that I'm not utilizing anymore because I didn't know how to profit off of the talent previously. Something coming into light. There's something that you're good at that could allow you to kind of either make money from your home or make money in a way that like you have the freedom to either choose your schedule or choose almost like what is that called? Like a, not like a contractor, but like you work for part of something but create your own little thing within it. It feels like that could be kind of used to get the money for the car, like a temporary extra type of income opportunity. Am I on the wrong path? I don't think you're on the wrong path, but I think you need to be okay with the path starting to pivot as you learn more about what you want and what you're capable of. So not on the wrong path. You're right where you need to be to get to where you want to go. I've had constant trouble with my throat. Is this related to my throat chakra? Well, Queen of Swords is reversed. So that would be yes. That would be a blockage or a clogging of the throat. We also have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So you've been making progress on this, and it feels like that's why you're having the trouble with your throat, because the energy is moving around and being released. Which is kind of giving you opportunities to utilize externally the throat chakra, which then will hopefully help to alleviate those symptoms as well. It feels like you're being presented with the right opportunities to exercise the throat chakra, and that is aligned with what you're experiencing physical symptoms as well. Go back to this list for a minute. Will A move? If so, when and where? And will it be a good change for her? I feel like there's like a renewal of a search, or a renewal of like, I'm looking in these areas for this reason. I stop looking at the area or for the reason, and then I'm end up looking again. There's like something about like a renewed search that's coming in here. I feel like not yet. Not that it's not possible, but I feel like there's like a pause before moving forward. And it feels like that's so the pieces can align that will be good. It's like getting all the ducks in a row type energy, not in a rushed way. Wednesday, did it help or did I waste my time? It feels like the other, if this is involving another person, it feels like you were trying to encourage them to move their chess piece, and they are not convinced. Not that you wasted your time per se, because it feels like on your end you did what you needed to do so that you had like a clear conscience, or you felt like you tried everything you needed to try. But on the other person's end or the situation's end, it feels like there's not really been forward movement. Not that you wasted your time, because you did what you needed to do for you, but not that progress has been made either. Maybe it planted the seed for progress in the future, but that has not happened yet. It feels like there's like a lack of change with Death in Reverse. Oh, and the song that's playing is You Get What You Give by New Radicals. You only get what you give. You'll see some kind of benefit for it. Just not yet. Thank you for becoming a member. Believe you deserve it, and the universe will serve it. There's something that wants to come in for you between now and December, but it requires you to, or I guess the end of the year, but it requires you to get into receiving mode. It feels like you're stuck on focusing on what everyone else needs from you, and there's a need to kind of be like, okay, what do I need from me too? Perhaps the wolf you feed wins. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it was. The wolf you feed is the wolf that wins. I knew it was something like that. Something about, yeah. So the strategy, see how he's looking over his shoulder at Knight of Swords in reverse? It's like, what you don't choose to focus on is equally as important as what you do choose to focus on. They are both major determining factors on what happens next. going to do this and one more and go back to the other list. Should I put more work towards art, SM, or part-time job? There's two things you said to put together, or none of those. Art. I feel like art is something that's going to be good for you, but I feel like there's a need to know that it's not going to necessarily be lucrative in the way that you want it to be as quickly as you may hope. So if you're looking for something that's going to be able to bring in the financial stability, it feels like it's not going to be that right now. But it feels like there's a need to not let go of that completely either. SM. It feels like SM is not the right place to focus, but it's going to teach you a lot about what you do and don't want. Part-time job, it feels like no. It feels like needing to look at either a full-time job or something that it's like working for, like kind of how I just said with the other one, kind of like working for yourself in the context of something bigger, if that makes sense. I almost feel like the part-time job may be a little bit of a waste of your time unless it's a temporary fix, if that makes sense. Oh, I need to do this one too. I'm going to do two more and then hop back over. I'm going to close the super chats for now. The last one is going to be Beautiful Karma 777. I have 10 on here right now. What am I healing right now? I've cried a lot since Monday and feel that my heart has burst open. What are you healing? Gossip and slander, self-sabotage patterns. You're healing the way that other people convince you to see yourself. It's like you're getting a reframe of your true identity that's coming from within without needing the validation, or not that you needed validation, but just like other people's projections were creating some kind of imbalance in the way that you viewed yourself. So you're experiencing certain challenges right now that are allowing you to witness how you're showing up so that you can get a clear view of who you are and not who they made you feel like you are in the past. All right, one more and then to the other list. Messages from my guides. Whatever connection is or is in the near future going to start to fall away, let it, because that needs to fall away so you can make space for someone who's going to actually support you and show up for you in the way you need them to. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Someone's karma is losing access to you and you can't interfere in their karma. So the next person that kind of falls out of your life, let them, because it's making space for someone who's going to come in and support you. And you don't want to be in the way of that other person's karma either. How will my daughter react to my boyfriend and I separating, and how should I best support her? Oh, it's not bright enough. No, that's too bright. My daughter react to my boyfriend and I separating. How should I best support her? Is there something that you could offer her? I almost feel like there's something that she's not going to want to necessarily talk about, but is going to need the tools to process in private. I almost want to say, like, she's angry for you in some way, or like is angry that you're having to kind of go through pain, but it's like, I don't want to discuss that with you. I'm just processing that, and it would be helpful to be guided in the right direction, but not in a direct way, if that makes sense. Like an indirect, when I get hit with emotions that I don't really know how to explain, I do this or I go here or something like that. It's like, don't be like, I know you're upset about this XYZ. It's more just like, I drop this hint and then she picks it up when she needs it, type of thing. How will she react? Feels like kind of surprised. Didn't really see that coming. Or I'm not going to really react. I'm just going to say, okay. Feels like a mix of the two. Trying to see if there's anyone in here I didn't get to yet. Anything on Sade Robinson and her killer? Was he alone, and was she the only victim? Was he alone? Feels like alone with her, yes. It feels like there's someone else who's aware of something, or is aware of the plan, or is aware that the plan was unfolding when it was, but it doesn't feel like that person was physically present. Almost like a I'm doing it now type of thing, or it's happening type of thing, or I'm something to that effect. Was she the only victim? I don't feel like she was the only victim, no. My words get me wrapped up in this pattern or situation from time to time. It feels like something that escalates quickly for the perp. Yeah, King of Cups in reverse, emotional manipulation. Oh, when I'm not able to manipulate you, I get triggered. No, it doesn't feel like that was the first victim. Let me change this deck. That one's all out of whack. Oh yeah, I split the deck to the Seven of Swords with the Empress in reverse. I want to say there's some importance of like a setup of some kind as well involved in it. Four of Cups in reverse. An emotional trap is a weapon that's used. Messages for this difficult situation from my guides and a song. There's someone that you should be looking to for inspiration or guidance or direction right now. It doesn't feel like someone you talk to one-on-one. It feels like I look at the blueprint for someone else who was in a similar situation and rose out of it, and it starts to inspire me to see where opportunities for forward progress are myself. And then once I stay committed to doing that, I'm able to pull myself out of the hole. I would say like YouTube or podcasts or something. There's someone who you're going to find inspiring that's going to make bigger of a difference than you're imagining it could. Anything coming up for me? Thank you. I do feel a little bit better finally. It's been a long week. There's someone you are or are going to be questioning if you can trust them or how much you can trust them. You can trust them. What you're fearing is an energy of the past repeating, and that's not what's happening. The past is not repeating in this situation or circumstance. And it's almost like you being able to trust this person is showing you that you're not repeating a past cycle. Messages from my spirit guides. Because you're finally seeing your emotions as teachers instead of punishments, you're being free to use them to figure out, I almost want to say like a lifestyle change that's going to make a bigger impact than just the change itself. It would be like, for example, I start reading every day for 10 minutes and all of a sudden I have this business idea that's come from what I'm learning in the reading, even though the reading was just a 10-minute part of my day. It's like something like that. Not maybe necessarily that, but like something that you have potential to have a higher perspective on that comes from what seems like a minor change. How is August looking for my daughter, Catherine? There's something about now that I'm not as close with this situation or this person, I'm starting to see clearly where I was previously confused about my own potential. It's like a window opening in a smoky room. The smoke is clearing, it feels like. Yeah, some kind of victory. Some kind of victory between, not August though. It feels like some kind of victory that August sets up for that unfolds between September and December. So August would be the opening of the window and then all the smoke would clear out. And then I see clearly what I have available to me and I start to usher something in between September and December. So I guess I'd say like a turning point type thing is what it feels like, a mental clarity turning point. Oh, Mind State is the song that came on. Analyst. I don't know that song. Ask about my background. Something in the past is about the payoff moving to the future. Yes, I am going to try and do an update on the Caleb case. Hopefully this upcoming week I'll be back to at least 2 true crime readings a week. Fingers crossed, hopefully. If not, then definitely in September, at least 2 or 3 a week. Sorry, I'm trying to look down this list. What is the significance of me often dreaming about houses, always exploring them and finding new rooms or compartments? It feels like this is part of a past life that's coming through. I'm going back to what I know. I'm going back to what I'm comfortable in. My brain is reliving something that it knows as a form of comfort. Or if not comfort, then like passing a clue or passing like, hey, here's something that relates to something that you should be pulling in for your life path type of thing. Or an indication of something more to explore about the hidden rooms of your own mind. So that would be like past life or repressed memories. It's one or the other. If you feel called to anything like travel related, real estate related, it could be that. If not, it's probably the second one that I just mentioned. All right, let me go back to this list. My grand passed 42 years tomorrow. Our House by Crosby. I'll light the fire. You place the flowers in the vase that you bought today. I'm wondering if you bought flowers or if you intended to buy flowers. This is a message of like, I see you and I see how hard it is for you, but I'm right there with you. Yeah, Devil. Oh, well, I see how hard it is for you, but I am right there with you on the other side of the rainbow. I'm right there with you. It's almost like something else is bothering you, and this on top of it is making it more difficult to deal with. So there's some kind of like wave of a breath of fresh air or release that she's going to try and help you with. Number 7, and it's 2 bananas. 2 peas in a pod, 2 bananas. I'm wondering if there's someone else that you're close with who's also going to have a difficult time regarding her anniversary of her passing. It's like something happens between the two of you that's a breath of fresh air, and it helps support each of you. I canceled my appointment for an MRI on my brain due to being claustrophobic. So am I. I feel that. Should I reschedule and try again? Should you reschedule and try again? Yes. I feel like it's better to get in there. If not for anything else, then peace of mind. I'm wondering if there's something you can do to help alleviate, even if temporarily, the claustrophobia, or at least reduce it. Maybe like subliminals or some kind of like guided hypnosis of some kind. There's a way to convince your brain that it'll be okay for a little bit, even though it doesn't feel like that. And it feels like that's the right move, is to try and get back in there. Will mom pass from cancerous lesions on kidneys that have anything to do with an eventual passing? I feel like there's a choice that's going to present itself. How do I word this? Okay, so lesions on kidneys. There's going to be a choice that needs to be made about that or regarding that or surrounding that. And it feels like something in that choice highlights another issue, or is the domino that starts to knock things over. So I guess like a long-winded, like kind of, but maybe not directly, but it feels like there's something that either gets the light shown on it because of treatments with that or testing with that, or there's some kind of domino knocked over from something revolving that. Something in like a treatment. Almost like we need to do this, but it's going to have this kind of effect, and that effect is a domino, or that effect kind of makes something else more difficult to deal with, if that makes sense. Will my daughter be okay after her divorce? I feel like she has a good support. Yes. I feel like she has a good support system. So these cards coming out make me feel like it's not necessarily going to be easy and a walk in the park, but through the difficult moments, she has the support system that she's going to need. So is it going to be easy? No. But is it going to be something that she's able to push through? Yes. I also feel like there's some bit of it that like, I wish this could wrap up sooner. I don't know if that's the divorce itself. Like, there could be like towards the end, like, okay, I just want this to be over. Get me out of dealing with this. Or it could be like a trigger that kind of, when it comes up, it could, for some reason, I'm feeling like it's something about holidays. I feel like she's going to be okay, but it's going to be difficult around holidays for a few years, or like some specific like time of year that when it comes up each year, it's like, okay, I'm having a difficult time again. So yes, but minus that part. Let me go back to the other playlist. Ethic by Justin Stone. She needs, back to the last one really quick, she needs to focus. When that happens, she needs to focus on something else and not let herself drown in it. Is there a message from my spirit team about my life path? It's like someone else is going to soon hand you a piece of the puzzle, but it has to come from someone else. It's like something someone else says helps it start to shift into place for you in a different way. Something that you've considered in the past but didn't feel ready for. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. There we go. Something you considered in the past but didn't feel ready for. You're getting a second go around at something that it wasn't time for back then, because you freed some kind of self-limiting belief that would have held you back before. I'm going to do one more and then go back to the other list. Oh, that's the wrong button. Is the subject I fear talking about the severity of the repeated psychic attack and rock bottom experience as a result? Pure vulnerability, full disclosure. That and repeated psychic attack and rock bottom experience. Repeated psychic attack. Specifically, any self-loathing that you experience as a result of it. There's certain things that you felt like, maybe you felt like you allowed like people around you that you shouldn't have, or maybe like you ignored certain red flags. There's like this piece of looking back now, I feel like I should have known better in this part or handled this part differently, but I couldn't have known because I was under attack. But it's difficult for me to kind of go in and talk about that part specifically. I feel like it's needing to go back over the way in which you want to frame it if it does come up. So it's not even specifically you avoiding talking about it altogether. It's more of like, I want to have some kind of blueprint in my mind so that I don't stumble over my words, because I feel like this is very important. And I feel like I'm going to be really hard on myself if I don't feel like I articulated what I wanted to say in the best way, if that makes sense. So it's more of like preventing yourself from beating yourself up later by having a method of presentation already kind of worked up in your mind. I'll go down a little on this list. Is B contemplating breaking up now, and will we? I just flipped over. I swear something else flipped over. No? I swear something else flipped over and it didn't. It's like this energy of I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, but I'm not ready to break the commitment yet. I feel like it's more of feeling like waiting for you to do it, as opposed to them deciding to do it right now. It's almost like I expect it to be coming from you. Will we? Yeah, I feel like yes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 would be November. I feel like you're going to have an answer and know exactly what's going on between November and the end of the year. Either it will have happened, or you're going to be like, okay, this is the end date type of thing in your mind. Yeah, that's it. The old Indian tale of two wolves, good and evil. Grandpa tells Grandpa tells the story of two wolves at war. Grandson asks which one wins. Grandfather says the one you feed. Yes, perfect. Thank you. That's, yeah. The one you feed is the one that wins. Why did the fish I named after my grandma jump out of her bowl and never found? Well, that's jumping out of a treasure chest here. Is there a joke in there somewhere about like fish out of water Plenty of fish in the sea. That would be coming from your grandma. Almost like, okay, probably not the best way to make a joke, but what else do I have to use type of thing. It was meant to be like a, maybe not joke is not the right word, but like a message that was intended to be received in a different light. I almost feel like it was meant to like either fish out of water. Let me get a song. Proud Mary by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Proud Mary. I'm proud of the prayer. I'm proud of. I feel like you're going to be able to figure out what it means. It's something to do with like fish out of water, plenty of fish in the sea. Look up different like sayings like that involving fish. 80. I don't know what that is. I think it's perfume. 1 second. These are new tokens. I don't know them yet. Alluring, enticing, and mesmerizing. Perfume is like a spritz of water. I feel like there's a message in there. You just have to find it. Trying to go down and see if anyone is in here I did not get yet. How can I cleanse the negativity from my life? Feels like it's someone who's ushering in the negativity, not necessarily you. The quote that's coming to mind is, "You are the company you keep." It feels like either someone is projecting or it's like someone else's ship is kind of sinking, so they're trying to push water onto your ship. Yeah, self-sabotage and gossip and slander. How can I cleanse the negativity from my life? Get into the mode of observer and realize or recognize when people are projecting, even if it doesn't seem like something like you're going to fail or you're not ready for that. It doesn't have to be something that per se. It could be like minor things that almost like are ping-ponging your state of mind to go away from the target. So be mindful of the company you keep and the projections that you are facing because of said company. I do have lots of quotes running through my mind today. It's because I've been off all week. I've been sitting in bed thinking. Actually, I also reorganized my office, so that's why the light is a little off in here. I gotta figure out a new window cover thing. Anyway, I'd prefer him to think I had a crush, the maintenance man. That's funny. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the alphabet dice is wonderful. Send me an email because I'm not sure. I have to type that into Etsy and see if it would come up. I think so. And it came in like it might be Amazon actually. Type in, well, you can email me, but type in letter dice on Amazon. It was like a 5-pack. There's like all different colors. Let me go over here. I still don't know what's up with my land. A portion does have oil and gas on it. I'd like to build a rescue on the land for animals. Far too many dogs, cats are being killed. Will this be possible? Will this be possible? Still don't know what's up with my land. I feel like there's a need to figure something out by a method that has not been used yet. I don't know if it's like getting an outside something to come in and inspect. It feels like, okay, it feels like there's some kind of permission that you're going to need to be granted that you have not been aware that you need to be granted yet in order for that to happen. But it doesn't feel like it's like an obvious, like, I'm sure you need to have permits and stuff to have that. It doesn't feel like something that's obvious. It feels like something relating to the land that you're specifically on and needing to get some kind of approval beforehand, but not recognizing that you're going to need that yet, if that makes sense. I guess an example would be like, and I don't think it's this exactly, but like if you're on like a native land and you have to get special permissions or something like that. It doesn't feel like that directly, but I don't know what other kind of example I could use. So will that be possible? I feel like you can figure out how to make it possible, but there's going to be something that is a difficult hurdle to overcome on the way. Let me see about the first part. Don't know what's up with my land. A portion does have oil and gas on it. Portion does have oil and gas on it. Outside, false hired. Kidnapped, hands tied. AI in reverse. Crossroad, end of the road. I feel like there's something that needs to be worked out about property lines or some kind of lines that have been put in. So that could be oil or specifically probably gas. Almost like something may need to be upgraded or updated to get the approval to make that happen. So you could make it happen with that amount of effort, but it feels like there is a hurdle to overcome. Doctor told me yesterday they think Nova will be in August and I won't make induction September 11th. I'm so nervous. She's very low already at 33 weeks. What can we know about Nova and August? I feel a trip where you need to get checked out. What can we know about Nova and September? In the past. I feel like early September. I don't feel like you're going to make the 11th per se. I feel like it's earlier in September, but not as early as August. But I do feel like August is going to hold some kind of like, okay, I need to go in and get checked. This baby might be coming, but then I feel like it doesn't happen. Yeah, 7 of Cups. I'm wondering if you're on bed rest yet, or it may be suggested very soon, but it feels like doing as little as possible will kind of help keep her in there till September. Cindy became a member. Thank you. Don't go backwards into habits and situations that weren't helping you evolve. Stay consistent with forward movement and positive changes. Don't look back. You're not going that way. You might not have the map to move forward, but going back is not going to serve you either. All right, last one on here, and then I'm going to go back and finish the other list. Finish on the other list. Put an offer on a house. Closing date on the 23rd. Any cards about it? Congratulations. An offer of love. 2 of Wands in reverse. 9 of Swords in reverse. It feels like you're going to have to make some kind of choice after you're in as to how to handle a specific thing that comes up. It doesn't feel like something major, but it's like there's still decisions to be made that have not been made yet, that are going to be made shortly after you go in. But it does feel like everything works out. It feels like there may be some potential like frustration that ends up being alleviated or doesn't end up coming to fruition. So it does feel like there's like this oh no, and then everything goes fine type of thing. And that could either be in the closing itself or in some kind of like, we get in there and then I'm like, oh no, and then there's a solution type of thing, one or the other. Does my mom have a message and a song for me? Right now, I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack is playing, and that just started. And then I have Blackbird by the Beatles as well. It feels like there's something specific that you've been talking to her about in your mind that she's going to soon send you a confirmation of, or maybe something in one of those songs is a confirmation of it. Communication. I said what I said. It feels like Blackbird, getting ready to fly. You've waited all your life for this moment to arrive is significant. And it feels like something you've been talking to her about in your mind that she's about to kind of confirm in some other way, or maybe the Blackbird is the confirmation. Or token. A piece of candy, like the hard candy type things, and the number 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13's in 4 days. Hold on, that feels significant. Tuesday. Feels like there's some significance coming on Tuesday about whatever that is that you were having a conversation about in your mind with her. Sherry, did I answer your question? I don't know if I see. I don't see it. Jamie, send me an email with that case so I can look into it, if you don't mind, please. Is baking from home and selling treats locally a way for me to manifest additional income? I love to bake. I've been exploring cottage kitchen laws in my state of Texas. Baking from home and selling treats locally. I don't feel like that's going to get you where you need to go. Is there a way to do that, but in a bigger scale, like online or something to that effect? It feels like right idea, but think bigger in order to generate what you want to generate out of it. So it feels like there's something, and if it's not that, then it could be like designing or creating a component that could be used in baking and doing that. It feels like you're in the right topic, but not on the mark with exactly how to utilize it fully efficiently. Sorry, 1 second. Will I find a way to get my husband gone? Is he dangerous? Will I find a way to get him gone? I would say there's a need to kind of be careful here about crossing the line on trying to prove an emotional point. Like, I'll make a decision that I know is not the best decision because I feel emotionally triggered and unable to regulate those emotions. So is he dangerous? I would say there's a feeling of I'll cross a line and step on you to see how much I can get away with, when I'm emotionally triggered and feel like I'm losing control of the situation, is how that feels. Hold on one second. Okay, I have to get off in a few minutes. Sherry, I don't know if SHARID. I don't know if I answered your question or not, but if I didn't, send me an email with it because I see your other things, but I don't know if I answered your question or not. Oh, there we go. Hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, future living in my 20-year-old home. Future living in my 20-year-old home. I feel like something is going to cause an issue, but it ends up either it's something that you would get paid, they would pay for it because of like storm damage, like homeowners insurance or something. It feels like there's an issue that's going to come up, but there's also a solution that you're happy with from the issue. And I've Let It Be by the Beatles coming out with 10 of Cups. I'm wondering if this is like a home passed down through the family or if there's just someone that's protecting you, because it feels like, someone that's protecting you. It feels like something that could be a lot worse ends up not being as bad as you know it could have been. And then you look at it and you're like, oh crap, that was protection from either my ancestor, my loved ones, someone above looking out for you. Who turned the sound machine from white noise to bird sounds? Clara, can she biolocate? Well, the Fool, transformation, I would say this is looking like a yes. The crystal could be representing sound or like sound healing. 8 of Pentacles, I'm very dedicated to getting this specific message across. I'm trying multiple ways to get across a message. Oh, that same candy again. With 13. 13's Tuesday. I'm trying really hard to get across a message. I'm going to give you another sign of that on Tuesday. Can I have a message from Carlos? I'm going to do 2 more after this, and then I have to hop off. Be mindful with who you give information to. Either people may project their own insecurities onto you, or you may kind of talk yourself down of something that actually would work in your favor if you discuss it with the wrong energy. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Be mindful of who pulls you out of receiving mode. Who do you feel like you need to overgive to in order to win their affection? And be very mindful of how your energy shifts around those people. There's a lesson in that will free you to move forward. I'm going to do 2 more. What if any connection does Brian have to the Martin Lee Anderson case? The cards I pulled had drugs involved in the workplace. What connection? Crossroad, hands tied, church in reverse, false flag, rage, anger, on purpose, abuse of power, truth. connection does Brian have to the Martin Lee Anderson case? Across the road, my hands are tied. I'm seeing something clearly from a mindset that was previously skewed. There's like an I owe you or a you owe me, but not money. I owe you or you owe me, but not money. Secluded area. Something done in there's some kind of connection that's not come to the surface yet that is between Brian and someone else in the case that's not Martin Lee Anderson, if that makes sense. Like something fell. Let me see. A connection that you can't see that helps another piece of the puzzle make sense. But it's not them directly. It's like if you realize the connection between this person and that person, then the connection between this person and this person would make sense or make more sense. All right, last one. Message from Sherry B to my mom. Emotions are not a punishment. They're meant to be explaining what has been overcome. The way forward is in letting yourself feel it. Page of Cups in reverse, Eight of Swords. There's some kind of emotion or memory that it will be helpful for your mom to sit with and unpack instead of carrying it and not recognizing how heavy it actually is. She has the support to do this, but she needs to be willing to be vulnerable with herself, it feels. So she's divinely supported to do so. It was my time to go is the message as well. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my mods for being here as well. I will be back on, I'm going to say probably Tuesday next week, and I'll probably be out with some true crime as well. Yeah, I was just very behind this week because I was not feeling well. The mini Whispers of the Unsolved are in stock now, as are the Sacred Woundings. Actually, I have everything in stock right now. Thank you to everyone for being here. Sorry, my brain is kind of so fuzzy a little bit when it comes to like not channeling. You can see I can channel fine, and then when I'm trying to like talk like a regular person, I'm like not able to. So I will see you all next week. Thank you so much for being here.